Okay, it's October 29th, Saturday, 2011. We're down at the Embarcadero at the foot of Market Street between Market and Mission, looking at the Bay Bridge right now. And panning to the left, see the Embarcadero building at the foot of Market. See all the tourists enjoying the sun Saturday afternoon. What I wanted to show you is over here. I have to do an exposure change up at about 5 or 6 f-stops. This is the encampment for Occupy San Francisco. You can see the tents. They were scheduled to be evicted 2 days ago, I believe on Thursday morning, but in aftermath of what happened on the Wednesday night raid in Oakland, terrible publicity related to the viral videos that showed the cops using excessive brutality, especially in the case of using flashbang grenades to discourage people. Scott Olson was critically injured with a fractured skull because he received a ear.
How is it an island?
Okay, young man, I love your sign. World War II vet for a New Deal. I love that. You must even remember the New Deal. Can you tell me what your feelings are about this Occupy San Francisco and Occupy Wall Street movement?
All for it. All for it.
All for it?
Haven't seen anything like this in a long time.
I bet it makes your heart happy. I've been waiting for this for 50 years for them to talk about the 1%.
And what I particularly love about it is the passive nature of it.
Yes, I agree. I think it's the only strategy that could possibly work in the massiveness of it.
Kind of copying after Ghandi.
Yeah.
The two biggest things going on in the U.S. today have been the Occupy movement and the courageous hunger strike. I just want to read you a very short message from a hunger striker to you. It is my hope that through this struggle, more people come to recognize the true nature of the system. That we recognize not only the need for change, but our collective capacity to bring about that change. That we raise our sights, come together in even greater numbers, and become part of human saviors for humanity. There are sacrifices to be made, but we've had very little to lose for a long time. And I, for one, welcome the struggle ahead. So tell your friends, Monday, 12 noon, McAllister and Van Ness, the State Building, bring signs. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm here autonomously. Do not repeat after me, please. This will rush by real quick, all right? I was there on the front lines at 4 a.m. when they first made their initial raid on downtown Oakland. I had a Red Cross jacket on. My face was not covered. I was announcing I was a medic. As I was hauling people out of structures as the police were collapsing them, announcing I was a medic, I had a structure collapse and strike me in the head. While covered in blood and carrying somebody else out who had fallen and busted their head open, I had 3 shotguns to my face. I was not wearing a mask. My face was open. I was wearing a Red Cross jacket. I announced I'm a medic.
one thing got me out of there without getting shot in the face. The press. The press surrounded and started taking photographs with their flashes. Started quoting the Geneva Convention about honoring medics. That got me out. I then later got arrested down at Snow Park. Last night, in the bar while taking a break, and they bought me some drinks. The press were actually in celebration that a lot of their jobs are now at risk because the press are sick of the editors editing their news. So they started posting stuff on YouTube. Unedited. Not on their news station. Unedited, uncut, raw news. So guys, the press is not against us, it is their editors. Okay? Spartans. Oh!
In front of City Hall.
In front of City Hall.
6 people.
6 people.
If you want to join, contact me. Email OccupyMV. At gmail.com. Facebook. OccupyMV. Twitter. OccupyMV. Or OccupyTogether.com. Tell everybody to show up. November the 6th, Sunday. At 3 o'clock in front of Mountain View City Hall. Thank you.
Mountain View, California.
Hey, Will.
Yeah.
Explain it.
Okay, the way I understand the Robin Hood tax is it's a 1% transaction fee on each exchange made on Wall Street. So every time that they trade a stock, there will be a 1% transaction fee on that stock. 0.05? Okay, well, it's my understanding that this would significantly disrupt Wall Street, and I don't know, some people say it would destroy Wall Street. Like, I don't know enough about that. I do know that people who are really rich and make a lot of money off Wall Street, they only have to pay 15% income taxes on that. And so that's why a lot of really, really rich people only end up paying 15 to 18% of their total income of hundreds of millions of dollars a year. They only have to pay about 16, 15% in taxes depending on how they made that money. And that's not fair.
Or what is destabilizing? Long-term investments would not be hurt by a small tax on every financial transaction. But the situation now is that with arbitrage, these people are able to buy and sell financial instruments like dollars and Deutschmarks simultaneously for a guaranteed profit. You know, they find someone in Tokyo that will sell it at one price, and they find someone somewhere else that will buy it at a slightly different price, and they make a huge transaction, and you know, so they make instantaneous guaranteed profits. I mean, it's not even a casino, it's guaranteed. So that the proposal to tax the financial transactions would discourage these short-term deals while not really hurting long-term investments.
No, I would say. Mic check.
Can I get on stack?
Mic check. So I would say that's too complicated. Taxing the ultra-rich is simple. A 10% surcharge on all income brings the capital gains tax to 25%. Raises taxes on their income by 10%. Add the 10% surcharge to the ultra-rich. Very simple. Thank you.
Okay, so financial transaction tax, I think it's an interesting idea to proliferate actions on Wall Street. But I think we really need to ask the question, where do our taxes go? Where do our taxes go, and is any government really going to be responsible with our money? Because about 50% of our money in taxes goes to the war machine. And this is also not a national movement. This is an international movement. It's a global movement. So the money's not going to America. It's going to international slush funds where they're telling us it's going to go to social work. Where, like, climate change, oh, that's great. And, you know, feeding the poor, that's wonderful. Or are you just going to continue to drop bombs? So, thank you.
Awesome. So I think I'm interested. I mean, we have a whole lot of group of people here, and I think I see a lot of new faces. So I want to know if anyone wants to share why they are here. Like, what is it about this movement that really makes you sort of excited and energized? Does anyone want to share that? I think it's a real special thing to share.
So I can do both? I can do both. First, I want to... So I'll do both. First, I have a comment about the transaction fee idea. That doesn't sound as good because that limits the liquidity of the markets. That's not what we want to penalize. What we want to do is we want to penalize the people who abuse it and rig the system so that they don't pay their full share of taxes and we end up paying their share of taxes. And this dovetails really nicely into why I'm here. I pay a little bit over $4,000 a month in taxes, and there's no reason it should be that high. It's because I'm paying someone else's share, right? Because they don't want to pay their share, and screw those guys, right? They built their business on roads that my taxes pay for. They built their business safely based on police that I pay for. They built their business, you know, with infrastructure that I support, and they're not paying their share. They should pay it. That's why I'm here, and that's why I don't think also the transaction fee is a good model. Just repeal the Glass-Steagall Act, or sorry, put the Glass-Steagall Act back on. That's what caused the whole housing mortgage situation in the first place. That's an easier thing for us to achieve. We've already passed that bill before. Put it back. We can talk about other new ideas maybe later, but that's a primary one for me. Thank you.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Before I tell you why I'm here, in regards to taxes, the three different ideas that were proposed, I say, do all three.
Do all three.
In any order.
In any order.
I am here because 6 years ago, I gave up on every elected official in the two major parties. 3 years ago, I was inspired by Barack Obama, and believed there could be change. Now I believe no politician will give us the change we want. But I believe the Occupy movement will give us the change we want.
Thank you.
Jazzy!
Hi everyone. The reason I'm here is that our Congress have failed to obey the 16th Amendment that allows them, gives them the authority to raise taxes on the rich and corporations. It makes no sense to me that we live in the richest, most powerful country on earth, but yet they want that 50 million Americans are living in poverty. That's a disgrace and a bloodstain that we cannot wash off our hands in this country. That means our government is not doing what they're supposed to do, and it's not just the Republicans. It's those so-called liberal Democrats that have failed us tremendously, that is making all, let's call this bipartisanship. There's nothing about politics. Let's get it. Let's not be fooled here. You can be bipolar, bilingual, bisexual, but when it comes down to politics, there's not a damn thing about it. So that's why I'm here to support my colleagues, my friends, and others who are struggling like I am. Thank you.
Hello. The reason I'm here is because I want to get Wall Street and the oil companies and the coal companies out of our political system. There's something that we can all do right now to help that to happen, and that is to support the Disclose Act. That is a California law to make every single political ad tell you who's paying for it right in the ad itself.
Yes.
And if it's a corporation, the CEO would have to get in the ad and say, I am the CEO of Chevron and we're paying for this ad and here's the corporate logo. This is a major, major change and we can make it happen. The first step is to get it passed in the legislature, and the first step to that is to get these signatures on this disclosed petition to the legislature. So I urge everyone to support the Disclose Act by signing this petition and also join us in Sacramento in January, where we will go to pass this bill to get full disclosure of who's paying for every single political ad. Thank you very much. We'll be circulating the petition.
Next is Chuck.
I would like to use the people's mic.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
If we are selfish today, then our future will be selfish tomorrow. But if we respect, love and live for one another today, right now, then our futures will do the same. The future will be following in our footsteps. Just as we have been doing, right now. For the last 4 weeks, we have been given the opportunity, and the responsibility, to change our future's outcome. Second chances are hard to come by. And we can all relate. Let us make our voices heard. Our presence not only seen, but felt. And let what we do here shake the world awake. This is our test of our commitment to change. These occupations might be our only stand against the corruption and abuse of power we have been experiencing over our lifetime. This is our calling. If we stop, if we stand still, then Wall Street, the uprisings in Europe, and in the Middle East would have been for nothing. America is at the heart of the world's corruption. And us being citizen leaders of America, we have the opportunity to bring it down. If we fall here, we may never get the chance to get back up. I'm asking you to stand with us. The tired, the manipulated, the lost and confused, stand with neighbors, families, and friends. Stand with ones who fought, fight, and die for this country. And the people who helped build this country. 99%. Thank you.
Brothers and sisters.
Sorry, Dave. Hold on.
That's all right.
Everyone gets heard here. We're here all night and day.
You said to say why we're here. I hope you don't mind. I'm taking a short amount of your time, but I wrote a poem that I think expresses why I'm here, and it goes like this. I write and I fight. It's right in my sight to bring to light what might not be right in this fight. And I might not be right when I write out of spite in the sight of this morn. You must be warned, I've been torn in two. And this won't do, not from you. And this slew of opinion, these media minions, all the sinning is not the beginning, but the end. And the wind, it is blown all away. I just can't stay in this state of my mind. I just can't find a foothold or a grip, and so I slip and I fall through a hole in my head. Did you hear what I said? I mean to offend. I won't make amends when I've got proof. Just look from the roof of your 10-story condo on onto the streets and see people sleep and seep through the cracks. Turn your back. Pretend they don't exist. But till the day that I die, I swear on up high, that it'll be I who will write and fight and bring to light what might not be right in this fight. I am the 99%.
Mr. Michael Moore, thank you so much.
More than 99%, Michael.
This is incredible to see everybody out here. Thank you very much for being good citizens in a democracy.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've been traveling across the country these last few weeks, and let me tell you, this is going on all across America right now. If you are with me, and in fact, if anybody wants to come with me, we have a van. No, but if you could see what I've seen, your spirits would be lifted. It is so heartening to see so many thousands upon thousands of people in not just the San Franciscos and the New Yorks and the LAs, but in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Last week there were 400 people, 400 at Occupy Fayetteville. There's a little tiny town in Michigan near where I live called Niles. I don't think they have a few thousand people there. There were over 100 people at Occupy Niles. This is in an area of the state that's really considered Republican. You have a place out east of here, past Sacramento, called Grass Valley. Have you ever heard of it? Last weekend, there were 400 people at Occupy Grass Valley. So, I mean, the scope and the breadth of this is enormous. But that's not surprising to any of us, is it? No. You know, I mean, the media, oh, there they are. Hello. Hello, media. It's a little hard for the media right now. You have to have just a little bit of empathy for them because this doesn't fit into what they're used to. And they're trying to figure it out and define it according to the old model.
Right. That's right.
And the old model was about two parties. Okay, who are you going to vote for? And what are the pundits saying on Meet the Press? And the rest of us were always cut out of the conversation.
That's right.
We weren't part of the national discussion.
That's right.
And then they decided that we couldn't even have a seat at the table. And that the wealthiest 400 Americans, 400, have more combined wealth than 150